So guys, I know I'm just kidding, but apparently there is a bill in parliament in a pension bill. What that bill says basically ni ati these people we've elected in these elected positions wakitoka wapewe pension. And so Wetangula, the speaker of the National Assembly, advised the MPs akawambia pass this bill because most of you won't be re-elected come 2027. And I wonder, should the speaker be speakers yanafaa kuwa neutral ama kazi ya speaker ni nini? How do you advise members of parliament on what to pass and what not to pass? In fact, say no to the pension bill. Hiyo ni pesa yetu wanataka kutumia hivyo, sisi tuwapatie pension. Say no to reject pension bill. Surely a whole speaker telling members of parliament to pass that bill because you won't be elected, you won't be re-elected come 2027. We won't re-elect you, by the way. We won't. And try pass that bill. Pass that one time.
Asilimia kubwa ya wabunge wanaohudumu kwa sasa hawatachaguliwa tena katika uchaguzi mkuu wa mwaka ujao. Spika wa bunge la taifa Moses Wetangula amesema kuwa hili na kutokana na utafiti unaoashiria kuwa asilimia 56 ya wabunge hawatachaguliwa, hivyo basi kuwataka wabunge kutilia maanani miswada ya malipo ya uzeeni na masuala ya kuwepo kwa fedha kwa hazina ya uzeeni. Wetangula alisema haya mapema leo huko Naivasha katika warsha ya siku 3 ya wabunge wa bunge la kitaifa inayoendelea hata kwa wakati huu.
Yesterday I was chairing a committee on pensions, and an actuarial report shows that on the average our attrition rate is 56%. So as we sit here, at least 56% will not see the inside of Parliament next Parliament. And we want to make sure that there must be life and good life after you leave Parliament, so that you can be covered health-wise. And to this end, I want to urge, and I've discussed this with the majority leader, we have had 4 pension amendment bills. We want to encourage you to give it priority for the simple reason that this bill that touches on your welfare, if you leave it towards elections, it will become an electoral issue against you. So the sooner you pass it, the better. And I want to encourage Ichungwa and your team to put it on the front burner. And you get to Parliament and pass it and wait to benefit from the process.
Have you ever met an honest politician? Because I have, right now, today, right here. If you don't vote for him, he won't qualify for a pension because they have to serve 2 terms to get a lifetime pension for doing absolutely nothing. So, watu wa Machakos, is your MP contributing in the national conversations around privatization, around securitization? Anything on e-citizen, anything on oversight, anything? If you guys remember, I told you this is one of the things we should scrap, giving pensions for people who are doing nothing. If we are going to give them a huge salary, why should they have so many benefits? But are we really ready for that discussion? Hey Kenyans, you need to involve yourselves on matters governance because this is nonsense. Tutakubali kubebo ujinga mpaka lini? You're the governor. You've been talking about these land cartels. You should know them. Mobilize the police force against them. Unless those land cartels are just government. You want to tell me a government that can track peaceful protesters to their home and abduct them can't find these people in these cartels? Anyway, I know I'm getting distracted, but you guys need to ask your questions on the Safaricom shares and the KPC shares because I won't touch on everything. And I really don't want to spend the time breaking down complex financial lingo that is being used when talking about whatever is going. We'll still talk about some of these complex things that are being talked about, but it's going to take some time. Now remember, we still need the recall reforms and the ODS agenda. Clearly. The longer we wait, I'll let you guys finish. Until the next video, peace.
Now, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, has revealed that a recent actuarial report has shown more than half of the current elected MPs will not be re-elected, in next year's general election. Speaking during the National Assembly retreat in Naivasha, Nakuru County today, Wetangula urged the MPs to work diligently for Kenyans, citing the 17 months left before the 2027 election. The MPs are expected to resume sittings in Parliament next month, month after a long recess.
On the average, our attrition rate is 56%. So as we sit here, at least 56% will not see the inside of Parliament next Parliament. And we want to make sure that there must be life, and good life. You've seen the challenges that have gripped the African continent. All countries going to elections are on tenterhooks. Let's, for a change, go to the next elections in the mood that we had in this country in 2002, where after elections, President Kibaki's election was hailed as ushering in Kenyans as the most hopeful people on earth. And I'm sure we can recreate that.
So hiyo ni parliament. Ma MP wenu hawazimi taa usiku, wanawacha bili na run Ndio hiyo ni parliament. Alafu pia KICC. Pia kuna watu hapo jua wazimi taa usiku, taa inawaka usiku mzima. Tabia mbaya. Zima taa, save stima. Hiyo ni parliament. Bunge Towers. Zima taa usiku.
Yesterday I was chairing a committee on pensions, and an actuarial report shows that on the average, our attrition rate is 56%. So as we sit here, at least 56% will not see the inside of Parliament next Parliament. And we want to make sure that there must be life, and good life, after you leave Parliament, so that you can be covered health-wise. And to this end, I want to urge, and I've discussed this with the majority leader, we have had 4 pension amendment bills. We want to encourage you to give it priority, for the simple reason that this bill that touches on your welfare, if you leave it towards elections, it will become an electoral issue against you. So the sooner you pass it, the better. And I want to encourage Ichungo and your team to put it on the front burner. And you get to Parliament and pass it and wait to benefit from the process.
Now, breaking news has just hit the headlines that apparently the state has failed to remit civil servants pension. Yes, unaona hiyo do madhako na kwanga amesave pale NSSF kama retirement pension yake. Apparently, it has just disappeared in thin air. The government has failed to remit deductions amounting to a whopping 1.2 billion. This is a huge risk to workers who toil every single day. I mean, who will be pleased finding out that the money you are saving purposefully every single day to save you on a rainy day has been used to fill a corrupt person's pocket? Kausheo na mzazi wako amekula do ya retirement, unajua venye hiyo do uokolea. Honestly, the rot in our system is unfathomable. You see, as Kenyans, we don't have a corruption problem, we have a morality problem. Keep in mind, kuanzia next year, deductions za NSSF zinaongezeka pale kwa payslip. An economic crisis is steadily approaching. Wadau, kabla tufikia Singapore, tutakuwa tumetii.
Parliament ukiingia unakuwa exhausted financially.
Okay.
Ukiingia unakuwa finance problem uko nayo kwa sababu umetoka kwa vita, uko na vidonda mingi sana. Kitu ya kwanza, benki naangalia ikiona hakuna petition kwako ya kuappeal ama challenge wanakuita kukufanya first aid. Wanakuambia ndugu yangu tunaona umeumia hivi. We can give you 10 million uwe ukilipa kwa utaratibu pole uponese vinonda. Nani hatachukua?
Unachukua?
Wanachukua.
Na umetoka kwa
wanatoka campaign. Hapo wanakuta iko pesa ya kununua nyumba inapeana 3%. Wanakimbia kwa sababu loan inapeanwa 2 months or 3 months ya term yako kukwisha, unapewa on those conditions. Hadi ikikwisha hamuna deni na mtu anapewa 30 million ama 35. Pale alipewa 10. Anarudi tena anakuja anataka kununua gari. Ananunua tena nini? Gari. I want to tell you the truth, and this is the truth why we have problem kwa sababu ya siasa. Huyo mtu nakuta payslip yake, I want to tell you it is not more than 10,000, 6,000.
Wow.
So if we get somewhere pengine if we was not stable outside, ikifika pahali anasikia 10,000, 50,000 inapeanwa kwa kamati. Kwa nini? Hiyo ndio lengo lake, a survive. Kwa sababu watu wengine hendi nyumbani. I'm telling you as my brother, the fact and the way it is. So ndio naona wanakuwa corrupted.
Because I'm also a Gen Z, we're a representation of the future of this country. And just like the way Mainamala Mesema, let's understand that this country is not formed by institutions. This country is formed by the citizens of the country. So as you go to parliament, as you debate these things, who put you in parliament? Who are you representing in parliament? Are you representing yourselves, or are you representing us who put you there? You're a representation of the constituencies, of the voters and non-voters, because una represent wasi kupigia kura na wasi kupigia kura. So let's not forget. Let's not put our personal interests first. Let's put the interests of the people that put us there. For the first time in history, we've had the young generation that has been silent for so long standing up and telling you what they think in the most peaceful way possible. To our policemen, let us remind you that we're not fighting you. We're fighting together. It would be a lovely scene if we all hold our hands and walk to parliament together and tell them what exactly we want. Any politician mwenye alisema yes because you did not represent interest the people who put you there. The same way you didn't listen to us, we're not going to listen to you. As we said. And there are plans to make courtesy calls to the members of parliament, which will be done peacefully. There's also an Occupy Parliament and total shutdown on the 25th of June, which is on Tuesday. And then we'll be able to visit IPOA and the IG police for justice for our very own Rex. But remember, young people, as we do this, mwendo ni ule ule. Peace, peace, peace over everything. The only weapon is our phones. Atufight na mse yote. And we hope that for once, you're going to listen to us.
Where are you going? Come back. Come and pass the bill. Come and pass the bill. Members of parliament, you are doing yourself in the parliament like Ogboro. The real Ogboro are coming. You are running and come and pass the bill. Look at them running. Where are you people going to? Come back and pass the bill. Come and pass it. Members of parliament, come and pass the bill.
Huenda zaidi ya nusu ya wabunge ambao wanahudumu kwa sasa wakakosa kuchaguliwa tena katika uchaguzi mkuu wa mwaka ujao. Spika wa bunge la kitaifa Moses Wetangula amesema ripoti ya hivi punde imeeleza kwamba 56% ya wabunge hukosa kuchaguliwa kwa muhula wa pili mfululizo.
Yesterday I was chairing a committee on pensions, and an actuarial report shows that on the average our attrition rate is 56%. So as we sit here, at least 56% will not see the inside of parliament next parliament.
I have always told you, Nantaishi kuambia, I don't know how long I will keep saying these things so that people can understand that MPs are your first and biggest problem. I know right now people are thinking that the presidency is the problem, but it really is not. Because if you had better MPs, I promise you that would not be a problem. Have you seen what they've done? They've rejected budget cuts in the office of the first and second lady, citing that there might be legal challenges arising from those budget cuts. But in the same breath, approving budget cuts for JSS and essential services. So you do not see how cutting budgets of JSS teachers and not confirming them to permanent and pensionable terms might precipitate to a crisis. But you can see how the office of the first and second lady lacking money will cause legal challenges. Bwana, siku nye tutaitisha kura mtupatie kwa sababu hawa watu ni kama hawajui kenye mnasema.